What's going on, boys? I'm back in the Hypixel Pit, and today I am doing something that is a terrible idea, and going to go wrong. I'm going to see how hard it is to get press 1, because Pit's kind of like, it's kind of bad now, and I'm going to see if I could do it. Probably not. The first thing I did was streak near mid, because I needed 500 gold for G-heads, because streaking without G-heads is kind of terrible, because if there's too many people on you at once, you just die. Then 6th streak, I went to the King of the Ladder, because it's a good source for gold when you don't really have anything. I didn't get much at the King of the Ladder, but it was definitely enough to get G-heads and maybe a bit of armor for the next streak. So far, it was only like 11 PM. I started this very late, so there weren't too many hoppers. Streaking was pretty easy, but pretty soon it went really bad. But for now, I was just streaking, trying to get overdrives, and doing pretty good. By coincidence, there was a Spire coming up soon, something I could actually do without any perks to get lots of gold. So, even though my streak ended at 17, it was the first streak of the account, so it didn't really matter since I didn't really have anything. So, next I did the Spire. A strategy for Spire is you just kind of like, just steal kills. That's really it. Just steal kills and don't get targeted. And try getting floor 6 or 7. Floor 8 and 9, there's usually a hopper or at least someone who cheats, so it's not really worth it. Spire is one of those events where sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good. And this was like an okay one. If you don't have a leather helmet or a chain helmet, you kind of get targeted more. So if you can afford that, I'd say get one, but like, doesn't really matter. As long as you can get floor 6. It gives decent golden XP for Prestige 0, so it's really good to do. Another reason it's good for low Prestige players is they don't have Vampires often, and Vampire really helps during normal fights, but not during Spire because it's disabled. A good strategy that's kind of bad, but like it works, is just beg for iron helmets. Like it's a 1k for 10, and they're pretty easy to get. Or just be friends with someone who is like press 1 or above. Really not that hard. A strat is like with G heads, just make sure you always have one, if not just dip, because lots of people hack. It's not worth it to try and fight them. You lose so much from it. Now that I had some gold to spend, I bought G heads and the first XP boost perk. XP boost just helps a bit, and it's very cheap, so that's what I got. And G-heads, they help a lot, and they're also very cheap. Probably the two best things you could get once you have 1000 gold. Now that I had G-heads, I decided it would be a good time to do my first Mega Streak. I have Overdrive, since that's the only thing I could get at Press Zero. You just need to get 50 kills and get 4000 XP, which is very good at Press 1. It's like a good, like, 10 levels at most. The next thing to save up for, I'd say, would probably be Streaker or Vampire. Vampire is optional because you don't really need it at Press Zero. You're not really fighting anyone like that. But Streaker, it gives you 3 times XP per kill you get, so it's pretty good. Trying to level up without Streaker is like trying to cure a deadly virus with fucking horse paste. It doesn't work. The only thing you really have to worry about at Press Zero when streaking is hoppers. Obviously, they're always on, mainly at night though. And blue and yellow brackets who buy sharp 3 playing on a sword for overpay and think they're better than you for it. Like, I just kept getting hired. You don't get hired by the high press players, you get hired by people who literally spend their whole game suffering. Getting to press 1 isn't necessarily hard, I'd say. I just say you have to play at the right times, because sometimes you can't level up and sometimes it's easy. Just don't make enemies, because everyone in Pit takes things personally, and it's better to just stay neutral on things. Just get your XP, then level up, and then one day you'll have the stuff you want. When I was at like a 37 streak, I got hopped on. I was only 13 away from Mega, but it doesn't really matter in the end. It's gonna happen. Like, people go into pen, they don't expect to die, but like, you're gonna die in some way, and it's probably not gonna be a way you want. And you just kind of have to accept that if you want to play the game. So instead of giving up, I just swapped lobbies and tried again. And this time, it actually worked. I did get the Mega Streak, and I got lots of XP. At Press Zero, your goal is just to get Press 1, and stuff happens during there. You're probably not going to be hunting people, but people are going to be hunting you. So it's not really good in that sense, but like, once you get to the higher press, you start to enjoy it more, as you have more power, and this game doesn't really have like an end goal. It's just to get as high a level as possible, get as good gear as you can. And it's like something that's good to kill time with, because you're working towards something, but there's not really any end in sight, you know? Now that I had overdrive, I just let someone claim me because I thought they would hold my armor for me, but like I thought that like they just thought I was giving them the bounty, then they left and I only got the chest plate back, then they hunted me the next day, but like that doesn't really matter. I got the 4K XP and leveled up a couple of times, and that's really all that matters. And then when went to go pick up my armor, some random guy killed me, and I don't really care because, like, when my main's unbanned in like a week, I could just destroy him and feel nothing. So I'm gonna probably do that, and I'm gonna enjoy it for mere moments. The next major event to happen was Robbery, which is more of a one-sided event than Spire, as armor actually matters in this one. Unlike Spire, where everyone has the same stuff, and it's just the perks, kind of. This one, the strat is just get as much gold as you can, then don't die, and you keep the gold at the end, then you get some more bonus gold. I somehow did pretty good in this event. I killed a guy with decent gold, as well as just hit people who had lots to get 50 each, and it worked out. I got like 5th, I think. In the end, it was really close because I was running around in chain with like 1.7k on me, which is an easy, like, top 5 if you call me. Easy top 3 if you're right have gold. But I died last second after the event ended, which was really lucky. Looking back on the recording, I'm not sure how like 3 people in Diamond couldn't kill a chain for 2 minutes straight while he just ran, but like, I'm not complaining. If the guy in chain who was chasing me hit me 1 second earlier, or like a third of a second earlier, I would have died. I had nowhere left to run. I was running down a cave. I saw someone. I turned around, and once the event ended, I just turned back around and looked at him, and I died to him. He could kill me, but he couldn't kill me in any way that matters, and I think we both knew that. I got a good 5k gold from it, and looking back on it, I probably should have bought Streaker and kept streaking with the G heads. But I'm kind of an idiot, you know? So I bought a Vampire and just started to suffer because Vampire you have to constantly be hitting, and I was way too tired to focus. It was like 1 a.m. at this point, and I was just. Yeah. Like Vampire, you have to be good every fight, but G-Heads, if you're worse in a fight, they can kind of save you, then you just have to go to the next fight, you know? The next thing I did was I did a cake, which is really good for gold if you just gotta kind of auto click or right click a bit, just a bit, only a bit. It like if I sent this to like Hypixel himself, he wouldn't care. If I send this to Simon Hypixel, he'd say I don't give a shit, then block me on Twitter. So it's just really good for gold. I didn't really have anything to work for after this though, so it kind of fell apart. With the gold I got, I bought some perks and a kill streak to get more arrows. I could have done this if I just saved the gold, but or if I did the contract, but I just felt like not doing that because it was 2 a.m. at this point. I was so tired and fed up with the game. For the rest of the recording, I don't really get any more mega streaks. I get to 30, then get hopped on or hunted by 3 people a significantly higher level than me. Then eventually I just quit because I got killed by someone I know on my main, and they were just kind of, the way they killed me was just kind of annoying. I might do a part, if this video does good, I'll do a part 2, or if lots of people ask me to. But for now, I'm just gonna leave the account at level 80, which I ended at. Anyways, thanks for watching. Tell me if you like this style of video. I'm just trying something new, because my main, as you probably know, is banned at the moment.